The Perfect Wife by J.P. Delaney, set mainly in San Francisco, and published by Quercus Books. I have to be honest, I have swerved this book quite a few times. It's a title I've seen coming up quite a lot, but it involves robots and it involves artificial intelligence, and I thought these are just not for me. But let me tell you, this is a really good book, so put it on your TBR pile. I listened to this book as Audible, and I have to say that I was looking for periods when I could just go and, put my earpieces in and listen to the book and be transported to San Francisco, to the robotics, to the cobots. That's a companion bot, which is at the heart of the story. The writing is great, the pacing is good too, and I have since discovered that J.P. Delaney is also Anthony Capella, and I really, really liked two of his books, The Empress of Ice Cream and The Food of Love. So this book is set in Silicon Valley, and it's all about robotics and creating the perfect woman who is actually a robot. Now, at the back of my mind, I have Stephen Hawking saying, if this kind of technology is not used judiciously, then the human race is going to disappear because our robots are going to take over the human race and we're all going to die out. And that, coming from Stephen Hawking, is quite a serious thought. So here we are in Silicon Valley with Tim Scott, who is the founder of Scott Robotics. In the early days of his company, he has an artist in residence called Abbie. She comes in, does her work, he falls for her, and they soon get married. He buys her a beautiful beach house, they have a prenup which has all kinds of weird and wonderful clauses in it. And they soon have a child called Danny. Danny is eventually diagnosed with quite a severe form of autism, and he is portrayed as a child with this condition. And I think the author at the end says that, this is very much a personal story for him because he has personal experience of this condition with one of his children. So the story now is very much in the present, looking back to 5 years ago when Abbie actually disappeared. The police thought that perhaps Tim had murdered her and he was arrested, but eventually cleared. There was no body found, and so everybody is wrestling with this mystery. In the interim period, Tim, who is a very focused man, has built a replica, a cobot, a companion bot of Abbie to be part of his life. So here, living with Tim now, is his cobot wife, Abbie, who is the spit of his original wife, and she's living with him in his home. She is a sort of sentient being. She has some memories of the original Abbie programmed into her mind, and she responds very much as Abbie would have responded. She's good at problem solving, and eventually she finds a hidden tablet. And once she kind of begins to delve into the past, there are quite a few secrets that come to the fore. So this is a pretty implausible story, or is it? It's about a cobot trying to find out what happened to its human original. But there's so much more in this story. There is the Galatea Pygmalion idea. There's the Madonna whore psychological complex that was first mooted by Freud. It's about misogyny, it's about power, it's about abusive relationships. So there's an awful lot in there for you to pick up, which is well beyond the idea of the robot world. So I found this bonkers story pretty engrossing, and I'd really recommend it. J.P. Delaney's The Perfect Wife, published by Quercus Books. Give it a go and let me know what you think.